Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the Israeli military to draw up plans in preparation to evacuate Rafah ahead of an expected invasion. This after U.S. President Joe Biden said he considered Israel's conduct in the war to be, quote, over the top. U.S. administration officials joined UN agencies in warning Israel against expanding operations into Rafah, especially as hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have taken refuge there. Catherine Norris-Trent joins me now live from Jerusalem. When we say that Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered preparations of a plan, what does that mean exactly?
So we've heard this Friday from the office of Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the Prime Minister has called on the Israeli army and security establishment to put together a combined plan to the Israeli cabinet, which would look at evacuating civilians from Rafah ahead of this Israeli planned incursion into Rafah. The Prime Minister's office saying that they cannot end this war without eliminating Hamas. Again, that line that we've seen from him several times, and saying that there remain 4 Hamas battalions, according to them, in Rafah, which they need to take out, but also saying that clearly that would be impossible to intense activity where there are so many Palestinian civilians. It's believed there are some 1.5 million Palestinians packed into Rafah, right down near the Egyptian border. Many of them have been displaced several times. And you know, you've had pressure from the US and from the UN warning Israel not to launch this military offensive without considering the fate of the civilians. You know, you had Joe Biden saying that he thinks Israel's action in Gaza have been over the top. You've had the US National Security Council spokesman John Kirby saying that without launching such an offensive without due consideration of the civilians there would be, quote, a disaster, and saying that the US would not support that. So it looks like Israel is moving a step forward here in preparing some evacuation plans. Big questions remain about where the civilians could be evacuated to. Would they be sent elsewhere in Gaza? Much of that lies in ruin. Would they be housed in different areas, in camps, so-called safe zones? There's been a lot of skepticism about whether those are really safe. Or would they be forced across that border into Egypt, which Egypt has resisted, and many Gazans too say they don't want to leave their homeland?